Hello and welcome to another match here on the channel. This is just a test match. This was actually recorded before the tournament I have uploaded now, but just to see if my setup worked. And yeah, you can still put in pointers down below. I will read them all. And thank you for those of you who actually took out the time to comment or like or subscribe at any point. It really helps with the motivation here. But let's get into the decks here. First off is the Jund deck. There's a little glare on the top here, but there are 3 swamps on the top and then a lair land in the correct colors here. Because you play this color combination, you get access to 2 sets of fetches, and then it's topped up with 6 pain lands and 2 treetop villages. The list is almost set in stone. I have a video brewing about this Jund deck here and the history of Jund in Premodern, which was not something you would see back in the day. But the Tempting Worms, Call of the Herd, Ravenous Rats, and you have Terminate, Smother, Lightning Bolt, Duress, Cabal Therapy, Sylvan Libraries. These are all pretty much set in stone. The flex slots, so to say, are the Stupors and the Lava Bomb Muses I opted for in this version, and also the Grim Lava Mantis as well. The sideboard is also very set. You have the 4 Naturalize, and I have included a Volcanic Spray here. You could say it's clearly a Nunbo with your own 1/1s, which you have 6 of in the main here, but it can turn around matches against elves, which this deck struggles against. 3 mana for a plague is very expensive in this deck. You have Pyroclasms, you have Red Elemental Blast or Pyroblast, a mix of those, and then something to hinder graveyard strategies in Phyrexian Furnaces. You can include those in the main deck. I've seen that work as well. And then my 3 tokens on the right from Euros 2024. Those were handout tokens, so kind of a souvenir which I will hold on to. And here for the Pit Rat deck. This deck was played by my brother in this video and is one of his decks coming into the formats, and he just loves back. Hypnotic Spectres, Scourges here for some aggressive flyers are his creature package, or is his creature package. And you have a ton of discard spells with the Bottomless Pit, of course, the namesake of the deck with the rack. And you have Duress and Charms. And you also do have 2 Chain of Smogs here. Oddly enough, no Cabal Therapies, but I guess if you have a low creature count here, there are 8 creatures plus the 4 factories. It's not that certain that you get the flashback benefit of it. You should include rats for having those, and he didn't own them at the time. I think he have a set now. The bonus you get from playing mono black here is, of course, the 4 wasteland and the 4 factories plus a dust ball for the late game. So you have 9 utility lands in total, and the most beautiful basic lands you can find, except maybe some of those Guru ones. Curse Scrolls and other sacrifice effects will definitely be very potent against other creature matchups. And then you have, for speed here, you have the Dark Ritual. Maybe cutting Dark Rituals would be a way to go, but I like the aggressiveness here. Sadly, no sideboard in the picture. We get a few sideboard looks in the game here, but none in this picture. As I said earlier on, this is a video of me testing the setup here, which my brother would gladly like to help me with. And this is sort of what I hoped for when I were recording the matches for the videos I've already uploaded from the summer clash in Horsens, the 7-round tournament. But unfortunately, here you can see I didn't test against any glare. There weren't any sun around when I recorded this. And here I'm just testing, can I actually pause the videos as well? But yeah, you see a hand here which look very keepable with the Sylvan, especially if it isn't discarded. And we see a slow one here, but we do see the possible turn 1 duress from the black player here. Yes, of course. So what will he actually pick? He can choose between duress, duper, and the Sylvan. I would probably take the Sylvan myself here, but let's see what his plan is. He is scared of me duressing back. Okay. Treetop and pass turn. And a cursed scroll here. Not the best for turn 2 play when you could have had Scourge or something, but Sylvan is out, and this is dangerous territory for the black player. And those basics from Mirage. Taking my time here. If you're playing a deck with the Sylvan, you need to work out what your plan is, and you cannot think of what should my plan be in every draw step. It will definitely slow down the game speed. And that's why I picked this deck, because I would like to try it out in a tournament setting, probably like a 10 to 20 person event. I think it could be fun. There is the fear of running into Replenish and Dreadnought, of course, but against many decks, it's a fun mid-range, true mid-range deck. We definitely have a fighting chance against most stuff. Okay, we see a Stupor here in response, forcing me to discard a card. Discarding a Call of the Herd, so kind of a non-discard. Okay, so a random discard first. A land here, and then he can choose, and another land. So probably what he wanted to see. That's a lot of lands in a few cards, actually. A lot of land. We see another swamp is drawn there. Just looking at my hand, figuring out what am I searching for. Yeah, and one of the Lavamen of the deck, the Lavabomb Muse, and the Grim Lavamancers are the Lavamen. This one deals 3 in the upkeep of your opponent. And yeah, of course, just reminding my brother to use Curse Totem, only having 1 card in hand. And yeah, Factory isn't going to cut it yet. Yeah, and this is not for every player, it's only your opponent, so I don't take any damage in regards to how many cards I do have in hand. And a rat for the last card in hand, but he should, in response, yeah, kill the rat with the trigger on the stack. So it's 1 less creature to worry about. and a swing with a 3/3. The factory do have summoning sickness, so it cannot pump itself. So that's why I attacked here. I wouldn't offer the trade at all. And a 5/5 for 2 mana because he has no card in hand. So attempting worm it is. Yeah, fires off the cursed scroll when you have a card in hand, and then using the wasteland on the treetop. This the writing on the wall is clear, and definitely just going to be attacked by a 5/5 here, and do take 3 in the upkeep from the lava guy here. For mana, it could also be just attacking with treetop and offering the trade there. Could also play a Call the Herd token out from the one in the graveyard. Okay, so attacking with a 5/5. And here comes the 3/3. And goes down to 3 here. Yes, forgetting to take the damage. Also me forgetting to remind of triggers. It's my card, but that's game. That is game 1 here. 1 out for the Junt deck. Going straight into the second match here, we see the decks being cut and dice are put in position. If I'm going to do this again, I would probably invest in more of these big dice that you see in the left here on the Wrath of God playmat. They are quite big compared to the other ones, and here we see a hand of lands and creatures and spells. Looks decent. I would keep this. But yeah, again, the glare is making this a little bit difficult to see. Here it is a little bit better. I got to snap this here. We see a duress and a rat, so and other cards or lands. So this annuls the a huge amount of discard from the other player. But let's see how this goes. Okay, no turn 1 duress, and we will see a turn 1 duress here, though. If there's an untapped black source, there is an untapped black source. Just adjusting so that the graveyard is in the frame still. Being the one who sets this up makes me able to look at how it looks on the screen while playing. So just adjusting a little bit there, but a swamp, and we will see the duress here, and of course a cut is always nice when you play against an IRL opponent. So what would the pick be here? Is it going to be the Edict or the Smog? Or there's a Funeral Charm there. Okay, so those are the 3 possible picks. Then there's a Spectre and a Scourge. And a Swamp. Okay, sending the turn back. We'll probably see a Scourge here, unless he wants to Smog for No, we see a Scourge, show a 3/2 flyer. Quite strong. Could be terminated, could be lightning bolted. No, we just see a rat here. Discarding the Spectre. Okay, so hoping for land maybe. Okay, we see this mark. Or do we? I think here we're just going to explain how it will go, but I will probably not send the smart back. I discard 2 cards here. 2 lands. And take a 3. Yeah, taking 3 every turn in a deck that has a mana situation that really makes you take some damage is not where you want to be. Having pain lands and fetches is nice for fixing, but in the long run it's definitely hurting you. And we see 1/1 versus a 3/2, so the clock is not on my side here. And a flyer is difficult. There needs to be some kind of removal for it. So another swamp here. A rat here. And the edict is discarded. Yeah, goes to town. This 3/2 flyer is a powerhouse. It's so strong when it's not answered. 3 power for 2 mana in the air is super nice. Okay, so attack for 5 here. Does take 1 damage from the Llanowar Wastes from activating here. This will be important later in the match. Okay, an edict on a rat here, so taking 4. And if you see the wastes as a part of the clock, it's 4 damage per turn for each player. But one is on 9 and one is on 14. We see a terminate here. Okay, so maybe a little breather with no creep. No, there's a Spectre. Hypnotic Spectre here. Full mana, what's it gonna be? And 1 damage, of course. So will this clock be enough? Lava Bomb use is strong in this part of the game where the hand sizes are low or small. Seven life versus 11. So thinking about attacking here, we don't have any information of what's in the hands of the players, so but we do see cards in hand on both sides. Another Spectre. And pass turn, it looks like. we past a turn, or are we seeing an attack? There's definitely some thinking going on here, but yes, we do see the attack. It was the first main, so that we saw the Spectre. No, what happened there with the life totals? Okay, just reminded to take the 2 damage, and a Terminate was discarded. It couldn't have been played. Seeing now that the question was, should I terminate or should I play out the Lava Bomb use? Because there's only 1 red mana on the table here for me. Okay, going in for 3 damage. It can't block, so it's a 2-turn clock unless he presents double block next turn. Okay, taking 3. But no attack from a treetop. I don't know if I should have attacked with treetop as well, because I could have. That would have been 3 more damage in the bank, but again, it would put me on 4, and then he would just double attack back and win. Yeah, the amount of damage taken from the Payland here in with the John deck is beyond what you should accept in the pre-modern format. The cards played in the deck are fun, but man, this is painful. There is a lot of thinking here, but looks like the game is coming to an end here with 5 life on each side. Attack for 2. Forcing a discard. No, sorry, it was a +2 -1, so killing a rat and playing out a Scourge. Yeah, this is where I will speed up the footage, because thinking through this, there was no way that the John player could win. It took 1 life to activate the treetop, since I only had another green source, which was the Llanowar Waste, so no way of getting in 5 damage here, so the game is to the Pitrack player, so 1-1. After seeing a ton of attacker blocker calculations in high speed, we will go on to game 3 here, starting out with a treetop from the John player. We see 3 lands, an elephant, and pyroclasm, and then a lava bomb muse here. We do see only black having to be a Painland source, and 2 charms here, a Scourge and a Rack. So first time we will see a Rack, but there will be a few turns until it will be relevant. But yeah, we do see it played out on turn 1. Nothing else considered to be played. So, well, it's the start that sends a message to the John player to be aware of number of cards in hand. And with the 2 Funeral Charms, it's yeah, he's forcing 2 cards to be discarded at once, maybe next turn, depending on what's played here. Probably just an elephant or an attack. let's see, an attack representing a trade or an elephant token being played. Yeah, it's an elephant. And we see this very, very beautiful token from the Euro Championship 2024. I have 3, and I'm going to keep those 3. Those are my souvenirs, among other things, from that event. Back to the match here. The duress is played, so he drew a duress. It's nice to not play duress on turn 1 always. Sometimes it's better to keep it around. But Pyroclasm is gone. Could have been nice to answer that Scourge on the turn 2. But it is gone now. Then the elephant would have been discarded and could have played it on turn 4, but you never know if there's a duress coming. So still 3 lands in hand here. A lot of land. A lot of mana. So what's it's gonna be? A swing here for 3. We know of the charms here. So you don't want to go that low, but that would also force the pit rack player to go low, below the 2 cards, or below the 3 cards, which enables 3 damage in the upkeep. Okay, an elephant is played out here, keeping cards in hand, respecting discard spells. Okay, a funeral charm. I just put it here because we've seen it several times, but forcing a discard and then playing a blackmail afterwards is huge, because blackmail on its own is not always that good, because most players have more than 3 cards. But if you force them to discard down to 3 or 2, you can discard whatever card you want. Also a creature. So there was a nice combo. Okay, we see a swing for 6. Lands or green sources plus a treetop is also a very nice combo. Okay, Grim Lavamancer is played out. Super strong in this matchup. Kills every single creature on the pit rack side, unless it's a Mistress Factory with a backup factory for pump. So dangerous situation for the pit rack player. Swing for 6 again. Down to 8. 8 versus 18. Yeah. A charm on the Lawman here, and in response 2 cards are exiled and 2 damage is dealt, so representing lethal on board here. Factory and a Spectre. So yeah, he has to block here, and Factory is another block next turn, but that's not enough to survive for long. Still 4 cards in hand here. We see Llanowar Waste and 3 unknowns. Yeah, swinging in, blocking the elephant, of course, because the treetop has trample. So take 3. Okay, if this doesn't seal the deal, I don't know what will, but out comes a 5/5 worm. Yeah, that is game indeed. Handshake and decks are packed back together. And then we see, okay, so we see some sideboard cards here: a Smother, a Spinning Darkness, another Spinning Darkness. I guess you could play a lot of Spinning Darkness if you have so many discard spells that cost 1. 3 is maybe over the top, but maybe it's fine. Pyroclasms are coming out of the Jund deck here. But yeah, seeing those that creature package from the pit rack deck surely signals that that is a good call. Okay, we also saw, what's that, potato? Yeah, so spitting, what's it called? Let's just call it potato. Thank you all for watching this game. As I said in the beginning, every kind of critique or ideas for how to improve are welcome down below. So likes on the video if you enjoyed it. You probably did, or else you wouldn't be here in the end of the video. The likes and the comments and also the subscription that some of you have done really means a lot for my motivation. And if there's anything that you want to see more of or some of in the channel, like more events, event coverage, or some webcam tournaments, or more mail days from when I receive some mail from time to time, just leave a comment down below and I will keep that in mind. But until next time, see you